Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Box Football. We're gearing up for the new season, and obviously, there's no other place to start than Los Blancos, than with Real Madrid. Obviously, kind of stolen the show for the summer already by signing Kylian Mbappe. But the real question I have for James for this video is how on earth do you put this team with all these players together, leaving out certain players, making certain players unhappy, and continuing to build the one of the most, if not the most dominant team that we've ever seen. So, James, first of all, just want to get your first thoughts on the task you have at hand here. How much has this been a challenge? I know you've got two different formations, two different ways of playing. How challenging has this task been for you?
It's very challenging. In fact, like this wasn't meant to be a video I was gonna do. I had somebody else in mind, but they're busy, so I thought, you know what, let me take matters into my
Pro-
own
Proper expert.
And yeah, I had a Real Madrid fan, Jed, and he knows everything about them, but he's busy, so I just gotta take matters into my own hands in this situation and do it. But Jack, look at this squad right now. The headache Ancelotti's gonna have is great. To have a headache like this is beautiful. You're gonna, granted, like you don't want to make players upset. You know what I mean? Just not players, but top level players, players that would get into most teams in the world, probably every team in the world, they're going to be missing out. But he has to find a way to make not just the starting 11 happy, to me, the whole squad happy, and giving players a chance to play here or there. Some players might miss out at a certain point and just being able to control egos. But to me, it's a great, great headache to have, Jack.
So let's start with, I guess, the easier position in goal. What are you doing in goal,
Oh,
James?
Thibaut Courtois. We'll let's go Thibaut Courtois there. I'm hearing things about somebody like Alphonso Davies coming in. Don't feel like it's gonna happen now. But for me, I feel like this guy's had an amazing season too, which is Ferland Mendy. I don't need to talk about Courtois to you guys. Best goalkeeper in the world for me. Mendy, to me, had an underrated season. He was just unbelievable for Real Madrid. There was a time when he was written off by the fans and a lot of people. He's come in, guns blazing, shots fired, and he's definitely, to me, earned this place and earned this position in this Real Madrid team. Now, I have two positions set up. So I have a
Just
4-3.
just quickly, just quickly, James, on Ferland Mendy and Alphonso Davies, the latest rumor is that it's going to be next summer that Alphonso
Okay.
Davies comes in. Do you think if Ferland Mendy has another really good season, that Alphonso Davies can just march in and take his spot?
I I do believe with Real Madrid is like they love competition. You know, I don't think they want to give everybody just a guaranteed spot there. Is to keep players on his toes and also bringing in a player like Alphonso Davies. To me, he can play multiple positions. I think he is snooky in the times in centre mid. Also, also can play a bit higher up. But I doubt Real Madrid are going to need that. But I'm pretty sure he can be versatile for Real Madrid and just give them something different. But Mendy to me has been unbelievable. So just got to give him his props.
So who have you got next in the 11?
So we got Danny Carvajal over like, of course, unbelievable season. The main thing I think Danny Carvajal, Thibaut Courtois, they're definitely shoo-ins there. The main thing is to look at the defensive area because what's going to happen. Real Madrid last season really like had serious injuries there, missing out players like Militao, David Alaba, and to be fair, Rudiger had an unbelievable season overall, but. The question is for me, like, who's going to partner him? Because I think to me, he is the number one. You can't have the season he had. You can't have the performances he was able to have and not guarantee this spot. Now, Jack, don't get it twisted. Has Militao been unbelievable for Real Madrid? Yes. Has David Alaba been unbelievable for Real Madrid? Yeah. Jack Nacho just recently left, so like there is a spot available. To be fair, a couple youngsters. I like coming in. I'm probably gonna destroy his name. Yeah, Jan Martinez. Lorenzo or something like that. I do apologize if I butchered your name. He had a very, very good display. I think against Barcelona, or so he might even come in. Guys, sorry about that pronunciation there, but it's let's go Militao and let's go Rudiger. For me, David
Any
Alaba.
preference on any preference on sides or no?
Um, I'm I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. Maybe I think Rudiger on the left and Militao on the right. I'm not sure how that particularly um works there, but I'm pretty sure like they're good enough to play they're good enough to play on both sides.
So, James, let's get to what I think is obviously your main headache area, and that's the center of midfield. You've gone for this formation out of the two that you're kind of putting on offer here as a flat three. How does this one work?
I'm just gonna talk about before I get into the players. I'm just gonna talk about why I'm picking the flat three. Usually last season you see Bellingham playing as the 10 and the very high 10. In fact, sometimes playing as a 9. I don't think he plays that role next season. He starts, of course, but does he play that role? I believe that the front three of Jack, the front three will be Mbappe, Vinny, like etc. I think that with all that stuff going forward there, Real Madrid are going to need a bit more protection because I don't see these guys coming back. I see them staying up and really, really hurting teams. And I see Bellingham changing up where he plays. I think instead of playing higher, he sits a lot deeper, and that might suit him a little bit. There's less reliance on him having to be this goal scorer, bagging 20 odd goals and putting out incredible displays. Now he can focus on getting box to box, creating opportunities, getting on the ball a bit more, and building attacks. And to me, this is his Real Madrid role going forward. So for me, like what I see with the flat three again, you got players like Dani Ceballos. He probably not going to play. Brahim Diaz is so unlucky not to get in this Real Madrid team, Jack. The amount of times he's come on and made a huge impact is unbelievable. Arda Güler, I think that he's going to have a massive, massive,
Unreal.
massive year for Real Madrid
Yep.
this season, and I think he's going to do that in most positions. I feel like if Real Madrid do want to play 10, which I will get to when I move into diamond formation, I might have him in there. But because I'm going for a flat three, just to me, of quite robust three who's really able to keep shape, and also when that ball transitions over, they can play it into them. They can carry the ball forward. They can do a bit of everything, a bit of dirtiness. To me, Freddie Valverde undoubtedly walks into the Real Madrid team. The future Real Madrid
Yep.
captain, probably after Carvajal or like certain players leave there, he will be Jack. He will be the Real Madrid captain at a certain point there. Obviously, you got Jude there. You're not dropping him at the moment of time. And to me, I think the unlucky player to miss out here is Camavinga. I absolutely hate it, Jack. I really, no, no, I really do hate it. But I'm starting Tchouaméni over Camavinga. I just
So
I just
too
believe
many in
that
the middle.
yeah, Tchouaméni just sitting a little bit deeper. For me, I just looking for a player with a bit more of discipline. And not saying Camavinga can't be disciplined, but I think Tchouaméni plays that a deeper role a lot better than him. And the fact that Real Madrid are missing a player like Toni Kroos, who the build up from deep, I think that will be an issue. So don't be surprised if you're seeing Camavinga coming on, especially Mudryk coming on to change the pace of it. But Tchouaméni to me needs and must have a big season this year in filling the shoes of Kroos, and especially Jack, that ball movement, because the amount of times you see Real Madrid having periods where they're off, and then it takes uh, a Kroos 5-10 minute period where he's popping the ball around, getting everybody calm, getting everybody composed on the ball, and then Real Madrid cooking again. That's to me what Tchouaméni's going to need to do going forward. And if and
So
if he can't
James,
do that, I can see Camavinga taking his spot.
so James, let me ask you. Tchouaméni has a great season. Bellingham has a great season. Valverde has a great season. No injuries. Your Camavinga. Bayern Munich come knocking. Paris Saint-Germain, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool. All the big boys come knocking for you. Are you tempted to leave based on the current state of things, or do you just stick it out and see what happens?
Jack, I think he's so engraved, and I think he's so in love with what Real Madrid has been able to offer to him. Granted, Jack, last season he actually started a lot, and it was a proper fixture in the team. Played all the way up to the final, played in the final, had a good display in the final. But I just can't see him leaving, Jack. I feel like Ancelotti in Real Madrid do enough to make him happy. Granted, he wants to play more, and like he deserves to play more, but there's enough for him for me to play in this team at a certain point. But it's just gotta have to work a little bit harder. But there is space for him in this team.
So you mentioned the names. Obviously, for the people at home, who's playing in which positions for your Real Madrid in the 4-3-3?
In the fourth, to me, it's like I'm gonna mention 5 players, and I'm gonna tell you what. So you got Vinny, obviously, Mbappe, you got Endrick, you got Rodrigo, and to me, you got Arda Güler. Those, and also Brahim Diaz too. I can see him also coming in and like
Yep.
and like playing on the right hand side too. I feel the biggest thing for Real Madrid is that you have 3 players in Rodrigo, Vinny, and Mbappe, who loves to play on that left hand side, and cut inside, playing thing about it, playing 1-2s. But the thing about playing in a team, especially playing in a team like Real Madrid, you have to learn to sacrifice. And I feel like this season they will have to sacrifice. And I don't see them holding positions like Barcelona do, Jack. Remember with Messi one side, Neymar one side, hogging the touchline. I see them interchanging, popping up in different situations. I see maybe Jude popping up in different situations too. But I got Vinny on the left, Mbappe as an out and out striker, and like to me, you got Rodrigo there. Granted, it will be look a bit odd in times. I feel the player might suffer the most is Rodrigo, who has suffered in his time at Real Madrid at times, but he comes up with big moments. And Jack, I do believe overall that he will struggle because he really wants to drift out there, and he's gonna have to stay disciplined sometime. But obviously, there's going to be interchanging there. The one thing that you have to look your eye out for is players like Ala Gula and Brahim Diaz coming in, because the reason why I say that is that let's just say if Ala Gula and Brahim Diaz come in, I don't see them, for instance, I don't see them like playing out wide as much. What I see them doing is more tucking in popping up in that like in that 10 position and asking Carvajal to literally hog the whole touchline there. And I feel like it gives more balance because granted, like Rodrigo's incredible in these little spots, but you know where he wants to drift into. And I just feel like I won't be surprised if, let's just say, certain games you have them popping in there to like make a four in midfield. Have think about it, have almost Carvajal just like hook out wide, and then like it's just interchanging, just a lot more bodies in there and a lot more people just stopping, just a lot more people to stop the opposition from playing. But with this team right now, there's another formation that like I think Real Madrid are going to play, and also Ancelotti to me is famous for, is to me the Diamond 4-4-2 with the fullbacks high as you like. They fill out, in my opinion, Jack. In my opinion, they fill out the midfield area with three no with four midfielders. What I do have in this situation, Jack, is two things. You have Vinny. To me, Rodrigo will have to be the one that misses out here. But let me explain to you what I would have in mind in this situation now. You can either obviously you're gonna have Vinny and Mbappe interchanging up front and going crazy. And Jack, I can't wait to see what's that gonna look like. Because if we can have players playing into these two, oh my days, opposition teams are in trouble. God knows
Yeah,
what, like the balls in behind, balls in front of them, we're gonna have fun. But what I see doing is either Jude going into the 10 position, Jack, and then you have Camavinga in there. So like you have Camavinga, Camavinga, Valverde, and Jude. That is to me an option that we could see a lot next season for Real Madrid. Another one, Jack, we could see is taking Camavinga out, yeah, and putting Jude back in there and putting Ala Güler in the 10 position, which I would love to see next season. So I think Ancelotti to me has so many different options in there. Not only like Ala Güler, Brahim Diaz, like as I mentioned before. Don't be surprised this season if you see Real Madrid switch midway. Yeah, do not be surprised if they switch, like if he switches it and goes into the 4-4-2. But so many different options for him, Jack. It's actually like crazy. And the one player I think I mentioned once, Jack, Endrick. I see him being not starting as much, but being an impact player too that can
right.
make a big difference. Because I think he's gonna have a big learning curve, and I get it. He's coming in with all this like glitz and glamour of being this Brazilian wonder kid. I don't see him having a big season, but I see him coming on and creating moments for himself and also this Real Madrid team. But Jack, Real Madrid could cost so much fun,
They're
and
ridiculous.
like the headache I've just had making this right now. It's a beautiful headache to have. Look at the sort of formations I was able to play. Look at the way you're able to shift players around there. Yeah, I like. There's so much the Real Madrid can do. Like, see, and I haven't even mentioned a player like Luka Modric, who to me is taking. I forgot. I said Carvajal.
He,
He's taken over the captain's armband this season. So
so what I will say, and this is the one thing that kind of stands out to me here, because again, maybe I'm a prisoner at the moment, but I don't think I am in this. Real Madrid back in the day, their bench used to look like Sami Khedira, Sergio Canales, Jesse Rodriguez, right? There used to be good players, but not players. Go on.
No, 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 no. 2017 Real Madrid's bench was ridiculous. 2015, their bench was ridiculous. Like they had a
But
very good bench.
but does that bench compare to Endrick, Luka Modric, Camavinga, Arda Güler, Brahim Diaz? You know where I'm kind of going here with all these
It's
names.
it's
David
an
Alaba.
it's an amazing.
I notice this is the strongest, in my opinion, that I've ever seen the Real Madrid bench, but not just because of the profile of player. I think the age of player is really interesting as well. I wonder if there are a handful of Martin Odegaards on that bench who go, you know what? I'm better than this. And actually, if you don't give me my game time, I'm going to go. What do you say to that?
Oh, Jack, you mentioned the names there. I feel like Real Madrid would have a player like Joselu, then like you're looking at it, think, oh, they got a little bit of everything, but they got serious game changers there. Serious game. Like I like, is this would it be Real Madrid's strongest bench ever? Possibly. They've had some very strong benches in the past. This one, like Luka Modric, Dani Ceballos, uh, Brahim Diaz, Ala Güler, Camavinga,
Müller, Endrick,
possibly,
Camavinga.
Alaba. Like there's some like Jack. It is a it is a crazy looking bench, and it just adds to this team overall. And just a quick thing, in a question for you. What's Real Madrid's expectations for this season? 'Cause last season, Jack, they achieved the cup double of Champions League and League. Um, where are Real Madrid at this the coming season? Is it a back-to-back?
Yeah. And I think it's again it's one of these crazy things where they're almost like the PSG of La Liga. It's almost like they don't necessarily care about the league. And I'm sure Real Madrid fans are going to jump down my throat and say, "You're crazy. What are you talking about?" Real Madrid are synonymous with the Champions League, not with La Liga. So I think the expectation from the fans is win everything, win every game. But for me, there has to be a bit more of a focus and a bit more of a commitment towards domestic football, while also having that really strong showing in the Champions League as well. Because I think that really affirms them as kind of the best club in the land. Because again, winning the Champions League and not winning your domestic league almost sounds like something that's harder to do. Because if you're a team capable of winning the Champions League, you should probably be winning your own domestic league as well. That's all I would say. I think, again, I just asked you as kind of devil's advocate. Carlo Ancelotti is going to manage these egos, manage these players beautifully. It's what he's done his whole career. And again, any player that comes to him and says, you know what, coach, I'm finding it a bit of a struggle, blah, 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 he's going to say the right thing. He's going to manage the minutes. There'll be cup games, there'll be group stage games. James, remember, I think Champions League and Europa League, there are more games than there have ever been before. I think it's an 8 game group stage now for a lot of these teams. So squad depth has become even more important than it ever has been in the past. So I think that Ancelotti will keep control of the boiling pot that is going to be Real Madrid this year because they can be very special. That front line, I agree with you. I think they're going to need a lot of liquidity and flexibility to do lots of things. And I wonder if maybe a bit more structure will benefit them. But I'll be honest with you, James, there's no substitute for talent. And they've just got the most unbelievably talented front three, midfield, and defense, if we're being honest. And the goalkeeper's not bad either. Um, guys at home, what do you think? You've seen James's two teams. I'm not going to change to the 4-3-3 again. You can scrub back through the video and take a look at that. This is James's 4-4-2 with a diamond. He's also done a 4-3-3. First of all, which formation do you think is better? Do you have one of your own that you think is better? Are there any players missing out? Will you disagree with James on this one here? Should a certain forward be playing? Should a certain midfielder be playing? Let us know. Drop a like on the video if you like what you've seen. Hit subscribe so that you get more from me and James. And until next time, we will see you.